Hello everybody, this is test route number 7 for the Coventry Test Centre. We've just turned left out of the Test Centre car park and now we're heading along Bayton Road. So this is Bayton Road. Now this is number 7 of 15 test routes, and if you want to see the test route kind of listed out, if you look in the directions description box at the bottom of the video, then you'll see all the directions there, and you can just copy and paste them, just have a look at them, whatever you want to do. I don't mind, you know, do whatever you will, but at the traffic lights here we're going to turn left. So we're turning left out of Bayton Road. Always seem to get caught by these lights. Luckily the sun's gone in now. Hopefully you won't be blinded too much as you're watching this video. Also, if you want to see the other 15 of these, sorry, the other 14, this is one of 14, one of 15. So if you want to see the other 14, then just press subscribe, and you'll see them all on there eventually. This is number 7. That means there's already 6 on there. Here we go. So at Bayton Road traffic lights, we've turned left, and we're going to work our way down now. There's some more traffic lights here. We're going to go straight ahead at those, but then we're going to work our way down toward the roundabout. Just when these lights go back to green for us as well. Very often there's a queue at these lights, by the way. And but they're not on red for very long, so we can carry on. So this is Coventry Road. Ahead of us is a roundabout. We're going to turn right at that roundabout, taking the 4th exit. The 4th or the 3rd? 3rd exit. It's the A444 towards Nuneaton. Correct gear. Looks fairly clear for me to carry on. It's the 3rd exit actually, so that's one. The second one here is where it says Novotel, and this is the 3rd one. So remember now, lifesaver look into the left hand lane coming into the dual carriageway. This is the B 4113. It's a 70-mile-an-hour road. 70. It's not very long, and as we come to the end of it, there'll be a roundabout here. We're going to turn left at the roundabout towards Coventry, taking the 1st exit. And one thing you might notice from the video is that a lot of the signs are either too mucky to read, or they're hidden behind kind of bushes and vegetation. Which can be a little bit distracting, but it's basically this roundabout. It's the 1st exit, and that's going to take us on to the A444. And you'll see as you go into this next road, it will say Jimmy Hill Way. The grey car's going to move on. Certainly enough space for him. There you go. There we go. Jimmy Hill Way, and you'll notice, the first thing you'll notice is it's a 50 mile an hour road, 50 miles an hour, but it is the A444, and like I've said in all the other of this series of videos, the A444 is on all of the test routes, so it's a good idea to get to know this road. But we're not going to be on it for very long at this point, because we are going to turn right at the next roundabout, which basically means I need to change lanes. There's an Audi in the right hand lane behind us. It's coming up, it's not going too fast, it's going to be there you go, it's going to move over then. He's sticking dead to the speed limit there, the Audi, so good for him. And the roundabout is just around this next bend. We're going to be turning right where it says Holbrooks. Now this is a spiral roundabout, which basically means we're going to start off on the kind of inner lane and end up on the outer lane as we turn right. But if you look at the lines of your lane, these lights are changing to red, which is quite handy, because now we can look at the lane markings. And if you look at the lane markings, the line, how it drifts out, the outer lane drifts out, and we're going to try and follow that outer lane, and that will mean that we'll end up on the outside, the outer lane on the roundabout. There's lots of lanes and lines in that little sentence, but hopefully you got what I meant. We're just going to follow that out, and then that will bring us round to here, nice and easy. It puts us on the left hand lane. The noise you just heard, that was to tell me that there's a camera around here, and I can see where it is now, so that's quite nice that they're warning me of that. I say they're warning me, I don't know who they are. Anyway, there you go. So as we come through here, there's some traffic lights. We're going to go straight ahead, follow the road ahead, and that then takes us into, this is Winding House Lane. Winding House Lane, as you can see, is a 40 mile an hour road, 40. I'm just following this lane through. Ahead of us there are traffic lights, and at these traffic lights we'll be turning left. So we're going left at the lights. Now the thing about this left turn here is it looks fairly box standard, but actually as you get to it you'll notice that it's very tight, and it won't be very wide in the new road at first. So it's important that we keep position and we don't kind of drift into the wrong side of the road. Hopefully if you come through here with your instructor or whoever it is that's helping you, you'll notice the kind of tightness of this junction, and it'll help you to stay on the correct side of the road. But here we go, the lights are changing now. So you see the van moved out a little bit to get around here. He's been around here before, but it's quite tight, and we've got to keep it really steady and around there. So this is Wheelwright Road, or Avenue, something like that. Just coming along here. So far we've come to you know, where the signs are all covered with bushes, and what looks like a bog standard left turn turns out to be very, very tight. So it's a good idea to get to know these test routes, you know. I'm going to turn right here at these traffic lights. And that's going to take us from Wheelwright Avenue, or Wheelwright Lane, into Rowland Road. There you go. I'm getting them all wrong, aren't I? Rowland Avenue. Deary me. Now the thing about test route number 7 is I think it's one of the more challenging ones. So it's a good idea to get to know this particular test route, because already we've seen a couple of things, and there'll be others. There'll be other little pitfalls along the way on this route that make it particularly challenging, in my opinion. So now we're on Rowland Avenue, and we're going all the way to the top of this road, where we're going to turn left. We're turning left onto Parkville Highway. And at the traffic lights ahead of here, we're going to turn right. I think we've given enough room for the bus. He's a bit worried about the gap there between him and the lorry. We'll just move over a little bit, give him more room than he needs. But we are going to turn right. Nearly got sucked in there. When we turn right, we're going to turn right into Parkgate Road. There we go. So again, we'll see what the bus wants to do. We'll give him more room than he needs there. Another couple of cars. I'm going to just let them go first. Go around here, taking us into Parkgate Road. One thing you'll notice about Parkgate Road is as you get around this bend, and you know we're lucky today because everything's made us slow down quite a bit, but there's a 20-mile-an-hour zone here. There's only one sign because the other one's got lost somewhere, and so if you miss that sign, very easy just to get sucked in and to be kind of driving, you know, 22, 25, whatever, down this road. And of course that's bad in terms of, well, it's bad anyway, but in terms of the test, it's critical, isn't it? So this is a 20 zone, and this is where the 20 zone ends, just here. And you can see here that you can see one sign, it's a bit mucky. The other sign, it's got all green moss on it. So again, quite easy to miss these signs. I'm going to take the next road on the left though, and that's going to take us into Halford Lane. This is Halford Lane. Again, sometimes along here what they'll do is they'll ask you to pull in and park and then drive on again. You can see that you might have to do a hill start here. There's parked cars that are fully on the road, so there's a good chance you'll be doing a parallel park. It's quite a straight road, so there's a good chance you'll be parking on the kind of right hand side of the road and then reversing a couple of car lengths, rejoining the traffic. And from that, what you've just seen is you can see there's hardly enough room for two cars to pass, once you're going past the parked cars. So again, we've got to be careful of that. Just make sure there's no one walking at the back of this ambulance. There's a couple of ambulances here. No, we're fine. So if you look on your left, you can see there's a school. You notice there's been no 20 mile an hour zone signs for this either. So, okay, so anyway, there's a school here, and we're going to take the next right. It's just around this bend. And there's another little tricky bit, because the right turn here is quite an acute angle. It means we have to go quite a way in before we can turn, otherwise there's a big danger that you'll cut the corner. And this is Bayton Road. So that's why I say that this test route's a bit more challenging than some of the others, because there's little bits and pieces that can catch you out. And there's more to come as well. So when we get to the end of this road, this is Bayton Road. When we get to the end of this one, then we're going to turn left. Again, give him more room than he needs. There you go. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so ahead of us there's a roundabout. We're going to turn right at the roundabout, taking the third exit towards Fillingley. Right, so let's just tell everybody where we're going. Half the way around this roundabout, what you'll find is it turns into a give way. So it's kind of like a roundabout, but it isn't one. And it's kind of like not a roundabout, but it is one. So this again is very easy just to get caught out, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I mean. Quite busy actually. So there's we're taking the third exit. Yep, here we go, that's it. Alright, so we're taking the third exit, that's one. This is two here, and what we're going to do now is there's a give way here. We've got to give way to the main road, which a lot of people miss and end up being duelled by their examiner. It's just here. And this is, we're turning onto Tamworth Road. We want to get all the way onto the left hand side here. So you can see it's not a standard roundabout at all, is it? Quite easy to get that wrong. Quite easy to get that wrong, but also once you know it, quite easy to get it right as well. So it's just one of those. It just needs to be looked at before you actually put in for your test. As we come along here as well, what you'll notice is the speed limit is still 30. In fact, the sign's thanking us because we're only doing 25. The speed limit is still 30, but it looks for all the world like it should be more, with it being tree lined on one side. So, and again, you'll be the only car, you'll be the only person along here that's doing the speed limit, so, or being under the speed limit, and quite easy to get sucked in as well to breaking that. What we're going to do is we're going to take the next road on the right, and that's just here. Know that these cars ahead of us are doing more than 30. We'll make sure there's enough of a space. that seems to be a big enough gap there. If the white car gets on with it, there you go. And this is Sandpits Lane. Sandpits Lane. Still a 30 zone. It's all 30. So there's a Texaco garage on your left as you come to this junction, and we're going to be turning left at the traffic lights. And that's going to take us into Bayton Road South. But it's left at the traffic lights. You can see that these lights are positioned quite a long way back from the actual junction, and that's because to give room for buses and lorries and things turning in from Bayton Road, giving them kind of a wide berth. So here we are on Bayton Road. We're going to turn right, but it's just on the kind of brow of this hill where we're going to turn right. Taking us into Penny Park Lane. So it's Bayton Road right into Penny Park Lane. Guess what the speed limit is here? Yes, it's still 30. Well, now I say it's still 30, but is it? We've passed two schools just now where the speed limit didn't change from 30 to 20, and now we're coming up to another one where it does. So there's no pattern to that, but there it is. It's a 20-mile-an-hour zone from just here. So we're going to put the car into second gear. Now it's going to help us to keep the speed down below 20 as we go down the hill and over the speed bumps. Along here we're going to take the second road on the left. That's the first one, Watery Lane. We don't need that one. We want the second one here, which is Nunt's Lane. And around we go. And there you are. There's another little pitfall because the road looks like it goes straight up ahead, doesn't it? But actually, as you get here, you can see it bends sharply round to the right. So it's quite important that you keep your position well into the left, bearing in mind there's parked cars still there, you know, as you go around that bend. Another favourite road for manoeuvres, for reversing manoeuvres, emergency stops and such like. I say, Matt, I mean controlled stops nowadays, don't I? Got to get all the terminology right. We'll follow the road round, it bends round to the left. Okay, so the next little oddity about this test route, this is test route number 7. The next little oddity is here, because it looks like the road bends round to the right, but actually it goes straight ahead, and there's a give way line here. You need to look right all the way over your shoulder into where your blind spot is to make sure that the road's clear. Then we're going to go straight ahead at these lights. We're now back on wheel right lane, by the way, and the junction in front of us is where we turned left, and it was quite a tight turn, so we may see, hopefully, someone turn left from there. We'll see. Oh no, our light's gone to green, so we can't. Oh, that's a shame. But anyway, you get my point. Now as we come down here, we're going to take the second crossroads. We're going to turn right. So we'll come up to a couple of crossroads. We're going to turn right at the second one. And that's the instruction you'll get. So it'll be up to you to see where those crossroads are, making sure that you turn right at the second one. Going past the Bull and Anchor pub. Don't know what it's like in there, never been in there. So there's the first crossroads. You can see the sign for it now. Here's the second crossroads, just coming up. I'm going to turn right here. That's going to take us into Vicarage Lane. Vicarage Lane all the way down the hill, and you can see at the end of this, the bottom of this hill, should I say, there's a bend that goes around to the right. And again, important here is to maintain our position on the left as we go around the bend on the right. That's where Vicarage Lane turns into Church Lane. We'll go under the bridge. As we get from under the bridge, what you'll see is there'll be a junction on the right, that's our next turn. So we're going to take the next right here, and so that's from Church Lane into School Lane. So that's another feature of this test route, is there's quite a lot of right turns. It's kind of like a big right loop really, so there's quite a lot of right turns on it. Okay, so we're now in School Lane again. The eagle-eyed amongst us will have noticed that my camera died, so I've had to go round the block. I've had to, you know, plug my camera back in and go round the block, and I'm doing this little bit again. So if you do see the join, then that's what it is. Okay, so here we are. We're coming up to the we're on School Lane, and we're coming up to the temporary lights. And these temporary lights, they should change quite soon because we're in quite a queue here. So let's just see when they do. Yeah, they've changed now, so hopefully we'll be able to get through. Now the thing about temporary traffic lights here, particularly when you're in a queue like this, is just to make sure you stay in your position and don't drift out until you know you're going to get through. Otherwise, you know, you're going to get caught in no man's land, and that's not good for anybody. As we go towards the end of School Lane, then we're going to come up to a crossroads, and that crossroads, on the opposite side of that crossroads is Bayton Road. So that will take us back into the road where the test centre is. But this being, you know, route number 7, there are still things to look out for. First of all, we've got to get through here. This takes us over the crossroads into Bayton Road. You can see that Bayton Road now has got quite busy. There's a parked lorry on one side of the road forcing everybody else into the centre. Actually, he's now reversing in, so that's fine. There's another blue lorry that's blocking everybody's view, so just have to be careful down here. A white van pulling out, and there's more temporary lights here today. Today there's not always temporary lights here, obviously, but when we get past these ones, then you'll be turning right into the test centre car park, and that'll be it. That'll be test route number 7. It's a little bit more challenging than the other test routes I find, and well, good idea to, you know, have a good look at it, try and get some practice, go around it if you can, because you know how life works. If you don't practice it, that's the one you're going to get. So particularly the roundabout that turns into a giveaway, that catches quite a lot of people out, and some of the junctions that look like quite bog standard ones end up being really tight turns. Again, if you want to see the other videos within this series, the other 14, just press subscribe. You'll find them on there. And if you want to see the route, this route listed out, then look in the description box below the video and you'll see that there. In the meantime, I wish you luck with everything, and well, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.